Alright, so we're here today to talk a little bit about some of the cool things in your calendar that you might not have been using. Here I have Office 2010, Outlook 2010, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a calendar invite for tomorrow lunch. So I'm going to click in here and add a calendar event. I can either drag kind of like an Excel sheet and highlight it and then start typing, or I can go over here and create a new appointment. And so the new appointment, we'll call that lunch at El Patron, and that'll be on High Street, and it'll be Friday at 12. We'll go till 1, so we'll hit the little drop down there for that. And we've got a few other different options inside of our calendar. So the first has to do with who we can invite. So we can invite attendees up here at the top, and I want to invite my friend Jackie. So if I knew her email, I can just type it in, or if she's a Longwood person inside of our network, we can click on the 2 and then we can do a search for her. And so I find that there's her name, and then I select her name and add her to the required line. When I click OK, her name is added here. If I wanted to double check her availability, I can click on the scheduling assistant. Right now, her calendar is set so that I can see her availability, but not necessarily where she is. So I can see that she probably is open during this time, but she's not available during this earlier time. So far so good. So I go back to the appointment, and then I'm just double checking her name's there, the event's there, the location's there. I might want to add a note, and then I can do other things that are in here. So I can add a longer reminder period. Let's say it takes a little bit longer to get there, so I may want to make it an hour so that I remember. I can also set it up as a recurring event. So if we wanted to have lunch all the time, then we can click on recurrence, and then I can set it to be a daily variation, a weekday variation, so that would be every 1 week on Friday. I can set it up to be the 21st of every month, or the 3rd Friday of every month, or every year. We could have it every September 21st, or the 3rd Friday of September, or something like that. So you can set up a variety of different options and scheduling, and then you can choose when it starts, if it has no end date, or if it ends after a certain number of occurrences, or ends after a certain date. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit OK. Or we can remove the recurrence. So we're just doing this calendar event one time, so that's why we remove the recurrence, and then we can send that calendar invite. Now when she gets that calendar invite, it's going to come into her in the format of an email, and when she opens it up, she'll get the opportunity to accept, to tentatively accept, to decline, or to schedule or recommend an alternative time. And so depending on what she wants to do, she can do that. The only tricky thing about that is when it comes in via email, it will disappear from your email after you've confirmed it, and it'll only show up on your calendar to the person who's received it. So when I want to check the status of the event, I can double click on it, and so no responses have been received for this meeting. And so when the response comes in, it'll say the breakdown of what it is. So right down here, I've got an email coming in that tells me what her status is, and it doesn't update here because the appointment's open. So I can go and check the email that she sent, and she has accepted this meeting. So I can go back and check my calendar, and now it's updated to show 1 attendee accepted, 0 tentatively accepted, 0 declined. Now that we've seen a little bit about how to create a new calendar event inside of Outlook, let's take a look at how we would do it through OWA. OWA stands for Outlook Web Access, and you can log into it with any browser at owa.longwood.edu. And when you're doing that, you get the most features and the ability to do the most things through Internet Explorer. If you're using Firefox on the PC or any other browser, if you're using Safari or Firefox or anything else on the Mac, you'll get a more limited set of features than what you see here. So just as a quick view, this is what it looks like in Internet Explorer. I get the full calendar week. I get the ability to change options between all these views. And then in Firefox, I just get today. And that's really all I can get with that. So I'm going to be showing you what we're doing in Internet Explorer. And I want to go to lunch tomorrow. So I'm going to hover over the spot for lunchtime tomorrow, and it says that I can double click to create a new appointment at this time. So I can certainly do that, or I could use the new button in the upper left hand corner. I'm going to double click over here, and it's going to create an event that lasts an hour by default, and I'm going to say lunch at El Patron. And we are going to the one on High Street, and we're going to be doing it from 12 o'clock noon to 1 o'clock. And we can invite people to come to lunch with us through the Invite Attendees button. And when we hover over top of it, we can see what it means. And so let's go ahead and we'll click on that. And we can invite Longwood people from here, or people who are in our contacts from here. So the person I'm going to invite is a Longwood person. Her name is Jackie Lehman. So I'm going to search in the box up here at the top and click on the little magnifying glass. That finds her, so I'm going to click on her, and I'm going to click on Required. And just before I do, I can see her availability. She has the settings where I can see her availability, but not her details of what she's going to be doing the rest of the day. So I'm going to click on Required, and that adds her to this line down here at the bottom. I'm going to click OK, and that adds her to that line. And so right now, I can add a note, and it's usually a good idea to add a note. So I'll go ahead and do that. And we will also consider recurrence. And so recurrence is done with these little black arrows up here at the top, and that allows me to set a pattern. So starts at 12, ends at 1. Does it happen weekly? Does it happen every 1 week on Friday? Does it happen monthly on the 21st day, or the first Friday, or the second Friday, or any combination of these things? So the first weekday of the month. So I can set up that kind of stuff, the year, these kind of options, whether it's the third day or the third Saturday or whatever it is, and then I can set it up for a certain number of occurrences, or to end by a certain date, or to have no end date. I'm just going to go with once, so I'm going to hit cancel, and that's going to be everything that we need to send to start that invitation. So we click on send, and then what will happen is Jackie will get a brand new email, and Jackie will be able to open up, and it'll say lunch invite from Billy, and then she can either accept or decline that particular event. And when she confirms, I'll get an email back confirming what her status is. And then once I get that status, when I open up the event, I can open up the event by double clicking on it, double left clicking, and then I would see confirmations that if she had backed out or had done anything else, I would show the responses are up here at the top. Now if we did that in Firefox, I'd have to go to the next day, and then so there's the event that's already there, and when I open it up, it's just a single left click, and this is what the interface would look like as well. So I've got the ability to do recurrence, and in this interface I would have to invite her through the required line. So if I wanted to invite somebody else, then I would be able to search for them through this interface. I can click on up at the top, and then I could do a search, and then I could pick whoever it was that I wanted to invite to the meeting. So William is optional, and we'll click on done. So that's just kind of what it would look like from that particular interface, as opposed to the Internet Explorer interface, which is a little bit more robust. Now it's been a moment and she's confirmed, and I can go in and I can check that through the calendar event. So I'm going to double click on the calendar event, and that opens it up, and I can see that one attendee has accepted. So it would show a count of whether they tentatively accepted or declined or something else. They also have the option in there to suggest a new time.